It's the Benz Brunani womanist. Baby boys, baby girls, you need to hear this. Sit down, receive this realness. Make sure your cup's ready for the tea, we are go sip it, yo. Hard time scrolling for your long shorts. You might learn something you never know. Collect you fine, and she's one of a kind. Don't say you're mine, say you're mine.
So, welcome, my patrons. This is for you, especially for you. Yeah, this is extra bits for you. So, let's go back to the tarot for a hot sec. So, I'm going to pull a card from the bottom of the deck. And the bottom of the deck, and we've had this card before, is the Nine of Pentacles. Again, coming back to career, coming back to money, coming back to that sort of thing. And so I think it's interesting that if you've watched the full podcast, you know that we pulled the Earth Mother. And the Earth Mother is very much about finding other people to help you, to nurture you as well. So you're not doing all the nurturing for other people because you get so tired and you become drained from it. And it's basically saying that you're not alone, like let other people support you too. And then we pulled the Three of Cards, which is about community, which is about letting others support you on your journey to greatness. That is important. And then now it's the Nine of Pentacles to confirm that you can stand alone eventually. Like you can go back to all of your riches, whether they be spiritual, whether they be material wealth, you can go back to it eventually. But to get there, you have to sometimes work as part of a team. You have to work as part of a team to achieve this. So it's funny that we've got 3 and then we've got 9, 3, 3, 3, 9. So you're still coming back to that same number because change and community, that's what leads to wealth. So keep that in mind, that it's only for your own good that you're being asked to work with other people so you can get to that point where you're comfortable and that you're just comfortable and you don't have to worry about anything and you can watch things growing around you, because everything is a process as well, because we see that the Nine of Pentacles, they're growing in the shrubbery, so it will take time. So you have to do the teamwork and it will take time, but eventually you will get to that point. So that's just a little bit extra for you. So let's move on then. Let's move on. So as I said in the main podcast, what I wanted to look at was Gemma. So Gemma, sorry. God. So Gemma is an agent. She's a theatre and film agent based in England, obviously the UK, has an agency called Lowy Hamilton, and she wrote in a private Facebook group, she wrote, "I'm bored of breakdowns asking for Black and minority ethnic actors, casting them because of the colour of their skin, because it adds that va-va-voom to the cast list, or their skills and performance. And now I see a breakdown for Black and minority ethnic only that are actors and musicians. It's putting talented white performers out of work. I think it stinks. Thoughts?" First of all, what I think is funny about this is that she puts white in inverted commas, almost as if like white, because white people don't like being called white people. They're used to being called people. It's the rest of us that have to have prefixes before our people, because we're not full people like them. So this white, it's almost like she doesn't even want to entertain it. Like, ugh, white people, black people. I don't see people for their color. I just see people as people. And that's where she's basically going with this dumb fuck narrative that, oh, well, if they were talented, they would get the roles anyway. So why does there have to be specific roles for them, which is a fucking lie. There are so few roles for black people in this country, in this industry. That's why a lot of black actors are going to America. And even then, there aren't many roles for them there either, but there are definitely more than over here. Like, I know that as an actor, I'm squandering my talents being in this fucking country because I could do much better for myself being elsewhere. And that is really where I would like to be, elsewhere, because this is ridiculous. And agents are meant to be riding for you. Agents, as you as their client, they're meant to be riding for you and finding you jobs. Yet she's pressed about the fact that there are jobs asking specifically for you. And it's going to put white actors out of work. How? How, when all of the stories, all of the breakdowns are always for white people? I rarely see breakdowns for black people. And when I do, it's like a fucking Brit school reunion. I see every black actress I've ever known. We're all in one place because we don't have enough choice to be in very, very different places. So she's a dumb bitch. And then she went on to say, oh, well, you know, she wrote an apology that was just ridiculous, basically saying, I posted this in a private Facebook group. And so what? Because you posted it in a private Facebook group, it somehow takes away from the overt racism of what you said. No, not at all. And it sickens me that she even had 10 black people on her books. I hope those 10 black people have come off and they're no longer being represented by her, because she's a disgusting human being. And I'm sure she's not the only person that thinks that. And she said, oh, I wrote it in the group because, you know, they know my character. They know how I meant it. No, you wrote it in the group thinking that they would support you because maybe they've written equally racist shit in the past and you thought you'd get away with what you wrote. But big up the person that took the screenshot. Big up yourself, because this is what we need. We need to be outing these nonsensical people for the stupid things that they're doing. We need to be calling them out on it and exposing them, because it's ridiculous. And imagine you would be represented by her not knowing that she has such disgusting, toxic views. So fuck her and fuck her agency. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So moving on to this tweet that I saw that I thought was hilarious, when the guy says, my wife is a stripper and she cheats on me often, but it's a requirement of her job to do so. She recently gave birth to another man's child, but I forgave her. It made our love stronger. We as men need to start forgiving women who cheat on us to break this double standards. He wrote, before you guys call me an idiot, just think about it. When you love someone, you'll forgive them no matter what they do. We can't blame the child. It wasn't his fault. I had to be a strong man and take responsibility for my wife's infidelity. It's called taking control of the situation. I love that tweet, or those series of tweets, because he wrote it as a thread. It could not be real. It could be written by a troll or whatever. But what I loved was how angry so many men got. So angry about it. Like, oh, dumb bitch. No, I would never stay. That's horrible. And she had another man's child. Hell no. I'd pack my stuff and I would leave. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting, because when men cheat on women, and we see it so much in the media, Dwayne Wade even had a baby during his break from Gabrielle Union. He had an entire baby with another woman. When men cheat, it's okay. They can have children outside of the marital home or your relationship. It's okay, because a good woman, a strong woman, stays with a man even when he makes mistakes. But suddenly someone's flipped the script and all of you guys are angry. Why? Why so? Because that shows that it's absurd to expect someone to stay when you've abused their trust in that way. Like, you know it's absurd. But when men do it, oh, men will be men. Oh, because it's not natural for women to cheat, because women, you know, they're about, no, you don't know. You don't know anything about women. So don't tell me the bullshit that you've heard in life. Like, oh, men are this way and women are this way. Women are just as capable of cheating as men. So don't now be like, oh, but men will be men. It's what men do. And a good woman will stick with him through everything. Even when he has a child with another woman, he still loves you. Fuck that shit and take your stupid love elsewhere, because that's ridiculous. I mean, I obviously have a problem with him saying all strippers cheat, because are you talking about strippers or other people? Because it doesn't make sense. Like, they're not one and the same. They're not it's not one and the same, unless you're just saying, I don't know what he's trying to say, but just conflating stripper with anybody else is a bit wild. So yeah, I don't get that bit. But yeah, I just thought that narrative was really, really interesting, especially also since DJ Khaled came forward and said that he doesn't go down on his wife, but he expects his wife to go down on him, like for her to give him oral sex, but he doesn't give her oral sex. And I just thought, wow, like, that's just an imbalance. Like, you expect it of her, but you don't want to do it. So what is that relationship really, and why is she really with you? I mean, are you fulfilling her in other ways? I doubt it. I very much doubt it, because what reason do you have to not do it? And men will come up with this shit like, oh, because women bleed from there. Well, no one's asking you to lick her pussy while she's bleeding, so that's also a very stupid response. But we've been taught throughout history that vaginas are dirty, which is very, very interesting, because vaginas are so amazing in how they self-clean and how very, very advanced they are. It sounds really weird talking about women's bodies in this way, but just how advanced the body is and how that area works so beautifully well. It's wild that it's been tainted throughout time as dirty and not needing nurturing or care. And so that's why some people don't care for it and treat it in any way they deem fit because of what they've seen on Pornhub and the likes of that. Yuck. Don't treat women's pussies like that. And I just feel like that's grounds for divorce. I mean, maybe she's staying because of DJ Khaled's money or because of Assad, but I couldn't imagine staying with someone. And so why the fuck would you go and talk about your sex life with your wife and the things that you're not doing for your wife and talk about it in an interview? Why would you even bring it up? So I feel like it's further disrespect to her. Like, men are wild. Men are like very, very extremely wild. So I just wanted to share that. I think that wildness is out there in abundance. I will be making more content for you as the weeks go on, because I appreciate your patronage and I appreciate your outward support of everything that I'm doing. And I've had time to rest on my break, and it's been great to interact with you during that break. So I'll be seeing you guys soon. And that's pretty much it. I've been Kelechi Okafor in this mini extended content, and I'll be seeing you around. Peace.
It's the Benz Brunani womanist, baby boys, baby girls, you need to hear this. Sit down, receive this realness. Make sure your cup's ready for the tea, we are go sip it, yo. Hard time scrolling for your long shorts. You might learn something you never know. Collect you fine, and she's one of a kind. Don't say you're mine, say you're mine.